You are listening to Palushi Performance Podcast, and here is your host, Ray Palushi.
Hello everybody and welcome to the new episode. Thank you so much for being here with me today. I'm Ray and I'm your host, and let's go straight to today's topic. Today's topic is another technique. Last episode was techniques called Lie to Yourself. This episode's technique is going to be called chunking. And the chunking technique, that's what we're going to talk about today. Obviously, the daily videos that I did on throughout my social media, and especially the podcast, is how to become the best version of ourselves. So there's times that we're going to talk about goals. There's times we're going to talk different stories that can motivate you. And there's times that we need some skills, some techniques that we can use. Okay? Because it's great to zoom out and check and look at the big picture. But it's also great on what we need to do daily. Because I know we have 10-year goals and 5-year goals, but if you don't go day by day, and if you don't aim or succeed on the daily goals or on the daily tasks, it's going to be difficult to achieve the big goal, because we have to do those little things. If you want to win the match in tennis, or let's say if you want to win a tournament in tennis, what you got to do? You have to win 5 matches. If you want to win 5 matches, the first thing you got to do is you got to win the first match. But in order for you to win the first match, you got to win the first set and the first game and every single point, starting from the very first point. So that was chunking technique is called about. It's called to how to prioritize the task at hand. How can we master on being present, and the importance of the chunking technique, of how to make the things easy. If, let's say, one of the goals is to make $1 million, okay? How long are you going to give yourself? Well, I'm going to give myself 2 years. No, okay. Can you make it? You're like, I don't know if I can make it or not. I say, why you cannot make it? Well, I don't know. $1 million is too much. But if you want to make $1 million for 2 years, you got to make $500,000 a year. If you make $500,000 a year, you have to make X amount of money or X amount of savings you need to have per month. So obviously, this is not easy, and this is not maybe a proper thing to use, because still, it's a lot. But what I'm trying to say is that if you take the big goal and make it as easy as you can, that's what it all matters. Now, it all matters, first of all, to achieve the goal. First of all, to become more successful on those big goals that we have. And by achieving those goals, it's going to open our mind to set other bigger goals on our future, because we know we can. One of my goals is to write a book. Now, I've never went that I need to write a book in X amount of time, but it's just one of my goals that is not my priority goal, and it's somewhere there, and probably I should become more specific with it, because there's 1 month that I write every single day, and there's 2 months that I don't write, and then I write again. So it's just something that I want to achieve sometimes in my life, okay? So I haven't been so specific with it, but let's take the writing a book, okay? Now you tell yourself like, okay, what do I need to do? I need to write a book. Okay, how long do you need the book? Well, I probably need the book around 200 pages, 250 pages, okay? I'll write the book. I'm like, oh my God, these 250 pages is not just like 250 words or sentences. It's 250 pages. It's a lot. You're like, yeah, it is very a lot. Would you like to achieve this goal and writing the book in 1 year? Or let's say in that time frame? You're like, yeah, well, how many days of the year? 365. So would you think that if you write 1 page a day, and you're going to have 365 pages by the end of the year, which not all those pages are going to become valuable or going to become good. So you're going to take some, you're going to edit some, so you're going to take some away. So from 365, you're going to cut 100 and something pages or something like that. You have to modify. So your book now is going to be around 200 to 250 pages. Would you think that writing 1 page a day you can? You're like, sure, it is more than achievable to write 1 page a day. But even if it's 1 page a day a lot, can you write 1 paragraph, like 1/3 of the page, 3 times a day? So 1 in the morning, 1 in the afternoon, 1 in the night. You're like, sure, I can write 10 sentences in the morning, 10 sentences in the afternoon, and 10 sentences for night. So, first of all, by tackling the big goal and using the chunking technique, now the impossible becomes possible because now we have a plan. Now we know how we're going to get there. And from thinking about the big step that we're never going to take the little one, now we're going to talk and going to think about the little step that we're going to take. And we're going to have the courage and we're going to have the motivation to do it because it's just simple. We can write 1 page. We cannot write 255 pages or 365 pages now, but I can surely write 1 page a day. And by doing that, you're becoming better and making things easier. You're becoming better at tackling 1 thing at a time. And you're becoming better at starting something. So many goals in our lives die and never get started because the thought that we put into it, the amount of work that we're supposed to do, scares us and we never try. It's okay to try and fail and never finish, okay? Obviously, I don't want you to do that because then I'll call you a loser or you're going to call yourself a quitter. But you see my point of view. It's better to start and maybe you change plans and you don't want to do this anymore. You think this is not anymore important other than never try. But if we keep thinking about like we have to become millionaires, we have to make these big steps, we need 6-packs. Well, how are you going to make 6-pack? And not a 6-pack of beer, but a 6-pack of abs. How are you going to make it? Oh my God, I have this amount of body fat and I don't have time to work out and this and this and that. But if you use a chunking technique and say like, okay, I probably need to lose 10 pounds a month. And if I lose 10 pounds a month for X amount of months, then I'm going to be in the shape so I can probably have the 6-pack. How can I do this? Well, I need to work out 4 or 5 times a week. Okay, if I use this, then what are the days I'm going to take off? Well, I'm going to take off Saturday because I want to hang out with my friends and maybe sometime in the middle of the week because I need to have some time for my sleep. Okay, so the other days I'm going to work out. When I'm going to work out in the morning? No, I don't like the morning to wake up because I'm going to work at 8 a.m. So when are you going to do it at 5, 6 p.m.? Yeah, sure, 5, 6 p.m. So now from 1 6-pack that seems impossible, if you start chunking technique and you start doing it, you're going to become more confident, first of all. You're going to have more security, which is going to be translated into motivation and energy that you need to have in order for you to start and continue little by little. And 1 step at a time, you're going to achieve the big step. And now you understand the chunking technique is very important. And then you start tackling the big goals. And now you become more aware of being present on 1 thing at a time, which will help you in other areas of life. A lot of times we are in the shower and we think of work, and we are at work, we think of going to vacation. When we're to vacation, we think about when we're going to be here. So we're never present. So by learning how to tackle 1 thing at a time and making things so, let's say, easy for us to continue and build the consistency, then we're going to explore many more other areas in our lives. I've used these techniques in so many things, and it has changed my life because now I know that it doesn't matter how big is the goal, even if it's something that really, really scares me. I know I can achieve it because I know I can break it down into the smallest detail. What do I need to do today? Maybe today I only need 10 minutes to spend on it. Maybe today I only need to open the laptop and stare at the screen. Okay, I can do that. Now you do it. Now tomorrow I need to open the laptop, stare at the screen, and think about what I want to write, let's say. Now you do this. Now the next day I'm going to do the same thing, but I'm also going to write 1 sentence. And the next day 5 sentences and 10 sentences. And then from 1 little thing that you can do, now you can do more and more and more and more and more. And what is very interesting is that by using this technique and becoming better and tackling 1 thing at a time and breaking things into like the chunking thing, into like little things, you are going to push even further because you are going to stay longer on the task that you have. And now that you're achieving those big goals, Now you're going to make yourself a favor that you are not going to shut down your mind every time a conversation about something big is opening. You're not going to be like, oh my God, that's not for me. Oh no, I cannot do that. Me, a doctor? No, I cannot do that. Why can't you not do it? Why can't you not do it? If you just start by by graduating an undergrad, master's, and then think about the topic or a place that you want to become a doctor. You know what I mean? Everything is possible. I obviously shared the last story of what I want to do. It looks, for me, I've always wanted to have the title doctor, and I always wanted to have my PhD. I don't have it yet, but I am close. Why do I say that? Well, at least I finished my master's. So I'm one step closer to start. And I haven't started yet, but I know that I will start sometime soon. And once I started, then I know I'm going to finish. And when I finish, then I know I've achieved a huge goal that I've always dreamed of, to be honest. It wasn't even a goal, it was a dream for me. And I don't have it yet, so I'm still dreaming about it. But I goddamn right, I'm going to work for it. And one day I'm going to have it. Not because I want to look smarter than the others, but it's something that I never thought I would have. I barely graduated on my high school. I was so afraid to come into the college in the United States because I'm like, if I'm almost failing my high school in Albania, how am I going to pass college in the United States in a language not even my first language? And next thing you know, graduated with honors on my undergrad, presidential award or honor, whatever you want to call it, on my master's. It doesn't matter. I don't like all those titles, but I'm just proving myself that I can go more from the guy that looked stupid on my professor's eyes back on the high school. I'm coming closer to becoming a doctor in the United States, which I love it. And it's not just about that. It's about me proving to myself that I can do more. Me proving to myself that there's no limits. Me proving to myself that I can push and think more and have bigger ideas. Those bigger ideas can be chunking into better little details, things that you have to do today. And one thing at a time, you're going to become more consistent. And next thing you know, the compounding effect is going to help you achieve. So I hope you guys liked this technique. I'm sharing some techniques, and that's what I'm going to do. I'm probably going to mix up. I'm going to speak about maybe some big topics and some things that we kind of like spread our ideas, our minds, and look at the big picture. But I also want to talk about some little things that we need to do, we need to know. Because just speaking about like big, people sometimes, it's crazy because even when you read some like self-help books or some books, like they all tell you like their story, how they became millionaires, but they always tell you like on this zoom out mode. Nobody goes into little details how they do it. So sometimes I feel like it's very important to learn a few techniques, few things that we're going to use it daily, because those are going to help us. So I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. And I'll definitely appreciate all the likes, shares, and comments, especially the comments. Reach out to me. I want to know if those techniques help you guys and how you guys are liking these videos. So until the next episode, you guys stay blessed.